We're here with Bruce and Kathy Owen. We're going to be talking about the intentional marriage with them, and hopefully you will get some steps on how you can make your marriage more intentional. One of the things about the intentional marriage is you have to have a sense of understanding what your expectations were when you entered a marriage. When you first met Bruce, did you have that thought, he can meet all my needs, he's my knight in shining armor? What was your thinking about?
Well, I think, when we were dating, we met in college, and he was so carefree and funny. He made me, I laughed. He just made me laugh all the time, and he was a very strong believer.
She still is, just a great listener, and she's always respected me and has been an encouragement to me.
Or were there times that he was not?
Well, everything wasn't fun all the time after we got married. We did have different ways we had different upbringings, different ways of handling things. So we had to work through quite a few things that weren't fun and enjoyable.
But the key is you work through it. There are two types of marriages. There is a marriage where there's maximum involvement with each other, and there's a marriage where there's minimal involvement. Minimal is you barely see each other, you're very independent. The maximum involvement marriage means we are really involved with each other. Which of those two would you say y'all had, the minimum involvement or the maximum involvement?
I would say the maximum involvement. Yes. I think there's a line there, and you can cross that line. Going back to the previous question, is I relied on her too much.
Wow.
Instead of going to the Lord, I looked to Kathy. You always go to the Lord first.
There you go.
And as far as praying together, like we mentioned before, and doing things together, and raising kids together, and going to ball games together, and
a lot of togetherness.
A lot of togetherness, yeah.
I'm going to give you 7 key areas in a marriage, and I want you to be able to hear one or two of these that's just very important. The first one is security. The second one is companionship, where you really go through things together. Sex. That could be one of the top 2 or 3 or 4, but just physical closeness, physical intimacy. Understanding and tenderness. Being careful how you talk. Encouragement. Just being supportive of each other. Another one is intellectual closeness, where you all sit down and you learn things together. And then the last one is mutual activity, where you just do a lot of things together. Now, do you need a quick review, or did 1 or 2 of them rise to the top for you?
I may run some of them together.
That's okay.
That companionship.
Okay.
I got to know that I know that she's with me.
Okay.
And I found out, excuse the language, to come hell or high water, whatever comes at me.
That's right.
And we've been through a lot of things.
Okay.
She's with me. Of course, sex. I'm a man. I want to. I'm getting old now, but I'm not dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm still so. I think that's important too.
Okay.
That closeness. There's a lot more to it now than when you were 20. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Now, Kathy, you heard the list of 7?
Mine are a little different.
Okay.
Security is probably one. I grew up in a home where my parents were not perfect, but they loved me very well. So I was just used to being loved and secure. And the other one would be encouragement, that I would be appreciated and encouraged for the things that I do, or for who I am. And
we want to thank you all, Bruce and Kathy, for helping us with this episode, and we'll see you next time.